The new moon in Libra in the 21st of October is the first new moon of autumn, and it's bringing those cozy vibes. It's great for connection, and it is one of my favorite new moons of the year. If you've been in this space where everything just feels like busy work, then this is your chance to pause, recalibrate, and come back to what actually feels good. One thing about Libra energy is that it shows you that balance isn't built through control. If you want more balance, you build that through choosing peace and in being intentional in what you're doing. This new moon is perfect if you've been craving more flow in your business, or you want more genuine connections, or you just want more peace and more calm in your life. Like I said, it's the art of doing less but with more intention. In this video, I'm going to break down this new moon for all the 12 rising signs so that you can see how this new moon is impacting you, how you can use this energy to realign, and how you can use this energy to create more ease and connection in your world. But to get the most out of this new moon in Libra, we have to see exactly what the situation in the sky is. So like any new moon, the new moon in Libra is no different. This is a new beginning. It marks, and the thing with Libra is it marks the halfway point in the year. The astrological calendar anyway, the astrological year, because Libra is the halfway mark. It's where are we and where are we going? It's slowing down to actually make sure you're going to reach where you want to get by the end of the year. Looking back to that full moon in Libra back in March, that is going to be a good thing to see what was kind of going on and what you were focusing on, and seeing where you maybe need to, what you had to let go of is one thing, but then where you could be more intentional and where you could bring something new. Now, what happens during a new moon is when the sun and the moon come together. The sun basically covers the light of the moon, making it dark. You might not know the directions, and you might not know everywhere you're going at this point. You've got this refreshing of the energy. That's what the sun does. It refreshes the energy of the moon when it's in front of the moon, and it's giving you this opportunity to set new intentions and to really plant those seeds of what you want to sprout over the next year. So look back to March and look what was going on, and also look back to this time last year and see, okay, what intentions did I set? What did I have to let go of? And what's the plan for going forward? Now, like I said, this new moon is happening at 29 degrees, which the 29 degree mark is significant in astrology because it's known as the critical degree, the anaretic degree. And this is basically your time. It's before that moon moves into the sign of Scorpio. So it's like last chance saloon, if you ask me. It's like, what do you need to change? What is urgent? What feels urgent? And I think a lot of the things that you might be thinking about around this time will feel urgent. It's like that, okay, I need to do this. Another thing with it being that 29 degrees mark is it might not be the most comfortable things. You know you need to start these things, but you know that these could maybe have an impact on other areas in your life. And it could be creating that sort of conflict there. But I think knowing that, you know that these things could come up, and you know that it's urgent, it's going to make you want to take that action and want to set the new intentions going forward. Stop by thinking about the 5-step process or all the things that have to happen. It's right now, this time, I want this to be my future. I want to be in the same situation. I want to see growth here. I want to see growth there. I want to do this. If this isn't working, I want to bring it to an end. And I think there might be some things that do need to come to an end. With it being at 29 degrees, that also signifies endings. And it could be, okay, we've come to the end of this chapter. We need to bring some things to an end. And that could be one of the intentions you're setting, is like, how are we going to move forward once these things come to an end? Now, with Libra energy, this could come down to your relationships. It could come down to your beauty, your style, and maybe where things don't feel as peaceful or harmonious as they should. I think that's a good sign to pinpoint where the new moon is asking you to look at. If things don't feel harmonious, or if there's a little bit of imbalance in something in your life, you might start to feel like, oh, maybe if I put a little bit more energy here, or like, there's a little bit of animosity here, we need to maybe fix that, or if you feel yourself wanting to people please, these are maybe signs that you need to pay attention to these areas. And it could suggest where you maybe need to set the intentions for this Libra new moon, because Libra in her shadow state is very, very guilty of people pleasing, of doing what she wants, of doing things to make sure that she is liked. Yeah, Libra energy is very much wants to keep the peace, wants things to be harmonious, wants genuine connection, wants to make sure that everybody else is okay, even if it means that she's not okay. Look at areas in your life and see where things are maybe not the greatest, or maybe you're giving too much to other people. The thing is, the more you people pleasing, the more you do all that stuff, the less respect these people actually have for you. So this is your chance to look at these relationships and look at where you are maybe doing things to keep the peace. Look at where you're maybe doing things to be liked. Look at where you're maybe molding, shape-shifting, all these sort of things to keep the peace. Whereas Aries, they run head first, they don't. Libra takes them into account, but she leads with truth. If this is the best situation or the best way forward, then it might be uncomfortable for people, but if they're really your people, they'll stick by you and it'll not matter. So I think the whole thing with this new moon is looking at where can I restore balance in my life? Where can I bring balance in? And where are the things imbalanced? Look at these things. Now, the other thing to look at is Jupiter in Cancer, because it's not an exact square with this new moon, because Jupiter is at 24 degrees of Cancer. But what you need to be, the sun has just came off a square from Jupiter in Cancer and is now in the new moon at 29 degrees. So what does that mean? To me, that says that you might feel like faith is lost or like hope is lost. Jupiter restores faith, but when it's squaring the sun, there's that tension between, okay, have I got this? Have I not got this? Can I get this? Can I not get this? That could be making you feel like things are hopeless. You don't have faith. You could feel emotional overload. You might feel a little bit overprotective with things in your life, overprotective, overbearing, even motherly with people in your life, like your mother, and then over-mothering to a certain degree. That could be coming up with that square happening with the sun. But remember, we're coming off of that square, so you're maybe being the aftermath of this. And I think that that's definitely worth paying attention, because it could be making you become more of the homebody, where you want to stay in the house and screw everybody else. You're like, okay, now I can be safe here. I've got everything in the house that I need. I've got my coffee, I've got my cozy vibes, I've got blankets and all the stuff I need. I don't need anybody else out there, so I'm just going to stay in here. And I think watch for energy like that coming up, because that's where Jupiter would expand that, because it's extremely comfortable. But the sun's like, no. That's where you're getting that tension. I think with that Jupiter expanding everything it touches and making things maybe overly comfortable, or making you choose the things that are overly comfortable to have that sort of faith and hope, that can sometimes become avoidance. And you maybe need to ask yourself, like, where is my safety actually holding me back? Like, where are these things holding me back? And I think with that square and now moving into the new moon, it's like, okay, we need to set intentions that are going to make sure that we get the growth, the emotional growth, because it's Jupiter in Cancer, the emotional growth to help me going forward here. And again, I don't think, with it being the 29-degree mark of Libra, I don't think these are going to be the most comfortable. I feel like some things might come to an end, or they might have to change to actually be able to set the intentions that you need to set. And like I said, with Jupiter in Cancer, that could be you feel like right now is hopeless or faithless, or that you don't have the faith to move forward. Now, the other thing I want to mention with this new moon is we've got Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, and she's just about to move back into Pisces. Now, she is retrograde. Now, it's not an exact aspect. We're at 29 degrees Libra. This is at 0 degrees Aries. But it creates a sort of, I would just be thinking about this. Yeah, and I think that Neptune is such a slow-moving planet. Things don't happen instantly, and I think really when she's at the beginning of this transit going into Aries, we should really be paying attention to her, because this is going to impact our lives over the next 14 years. And I think it's worth, with this transit, the new moon, like, okay, where Neptune can sometimes get involved is she wants you to go after the dreams, and Aries is taking the bold action towards your dreams. Being okay with fantasy, being okay with that illusion. Sometimes you need to take blind action to get the things you want. Now, the other side where Libra might be, well, you know what? It's a little bit more comfortable to make sure everybody else is okay, and to make sure that we can keep things harmonious and balanced, and we know how things go. Jupiter in Cancer, she's like, yeah, make sure we've got the safety. But Neptune in Aries is like, you want this. Why are you sitting there? And she doesn't make it easy. Cloudy, confusion, fog. You don't know how you're going to get there, but you need to trust that you will get there. And I think that Neptune is saying to you, do what you need to do, but go after the things you want. Don't always go back to keeping the peace. You might not have all the answers, but that's okay. Embrace being the beginner so you can get the clarity over time of where you're going and what things look like. One of the big things that I have been facing in my life right now is this business. Like, what am I actually doing here? Like, I love showing up. I love giving this. That's why I took that break as well, because I didn't know the path, and I was like getting too in my head about the direction where I didn't know where I wanted to go. I had to just say, well, do you know what? I could show up and talk about what I want to talk about, and then the rest of it I can pull together as we move forward. And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, I'm going to post the videos I want to post that I feel like is going to benefit you as well. And we'll see. We'll see the rest. We'll pull the pieces together as we move forward. And that's what you need to, what Neptune is saying. And I think that's where things might not be peaceful. Things might not be harmonious because you don't know the direction you're going. And I think that's why I mention it, because I think that's where you should maybe be paying, okay, well, we don't need to know the direction. We can work that out as we move forward. On the day of the new moon marks the start of Mercury retrograde. Now, it starts in Scorpio. Mercury will then move into Sagittarius and then go retrograde in Sagittarius. But it will move back into Scorpio. This is a period of time where we will have to go back and do it again. With Mercury, it's all about your communication, your thoughts, your intellect, your learning and tech and travel and all these things. So if you get any journeys planned, I would maybe just expect delays. Yeah, that's one of the things with Mercury retrograde. Things can sometimes be delayed when it comes to tech and glitches and tech and travel. One thing, you could get glitches with tech. That's what I was going to say. So why is this significant to the new moon? I feel like whatever you're starting around this time, whatever intentions you're setting, if there is a tech or travel component to it, it could slow things down. It can make things feel a little bit stuck. With it being Scorpio as well, you might be a little bit stubborn, or other people round about you might be stubborn and making things more difficult for you. But again, with most Mercury retrogrades, it's not something to be feared. It's something we deal with 3 times every single year since the day you were born. It's not a scary energy. It's probably the one we're most comfortable with because it happens so frequently. It's like a new moon. It happens every year. The reason I think it deserves a mention is, one, the shadow period starts as soon as this new moon hits. Yeah, we have the shadow period. There could be things with the intentions we're setting that Mercury is going to have an impact on as well. The reason I want to give Mercury a little bit more weight just now is because he is ruling Uranus and Gemini. And that means that there could be breakthroughs, there could be liberating yourself, there's breaking free from chains and all that stuff. Uranus is definitely a planet that is worth the watching because it is a bit of that wild card energy. You don't really have a clue what's going on. And I think when Mercury's ruling that, these Mercury retrogrades do have a little bit more impact than normal. But again, Mercury retrograde is an energy that we're very, very comfortable with. It's not to be feared. It's just to think, okay, what is Mercury doing? Something that could be to do with these intentions that we're setting could be, for me, for example, when I was speaking about content, Mercury is all about the words we speak, the way we communicate. It's also the tech stuff as well. Uranus is very techy as well. So there's definitely, for me anyway, I can see a correlation between all this transit. And I think that that's definitely something to consider during this time. Like, okay, we might just have to accept that whatever new intentions are going to be a bit slower to start. We might not know where we're going, what direction we're going, and all these different things, but we're going in the right direction, or if we're not, we can recalibrate. I feel like I've given you enough information for this new moon to really look at setting these intentions that could really help you over the next year. Okay, let's dive into the 12 sign reasons, and just do remember that I'm using whole signs when I'm giving you these. So if you use a system like Placidus, these houses might not correlate the same for you. They may be in different places, but just bear in mind that I'm using whole signs, so that's how I lay out your chart, and it's easier for me to do a prediction during these videos and stuff like that with that. Your rising should be the most accurate, but your sun and moon can give you a little bit more information of the themes that are maybe cropping up around this time as well. So watch for them if you want as well. You don't need to, but you can if you want. But yeah, let's just dive into it. Let's dive into Aries. Okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we are in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships and one-to-one relationships. This is your close relationships. I would say that this is where making your relationships that mirror. Yeah. It is showing you maybe where you are leaning too much with control, Aries, or running head first into things where maybe you do need to consider other people. And I think with this new moon, it's like, okay, how can I maybe put other people first? And it could be vice versa as well. It could be, okay, where am I letting other people take a leading role here and it's not me? Where should I be taking more of that leadership role? But it could also be as where do I need to consider other people? And where, if I maybe let other people help and let them join in with the process, where could I get more growth from that as well? I think that's going to be the mirror for you to look out with. I think during this time as well, again, look at things that feel urgent. Like if I don't fix this, this relationship might not last. Or if I don't fix this, then this might happen. If it feels that little bit more urgent around this time, I would say that that's probably something worth putting your attention to, where you're going to set your intentions for the next year. And I would say as well, if there is any sort of situationships or things like that in your life, you're maybe thinking like, starting to think about what the dream is, like what that dream relationship looks like, especially when it comes to romance and stuff like that. You may be thinking like, okay, is this the long term? You may have that sort of is this the bigger relationship, the vision that I want for my life and stuff like that? You maybe feel yourself tying these things in. I think with Neptune's influence, that could definitely be a thing, Aries. And you'll look at your cut. It's not about bringing them to the end, bringing relationship. If it's not a situationship and it's a long-term relationship, it's not about bringing it to the end. It could be a perspective shift or something that you need to change behavior or something like that helps you get this relationship back on track and back towards like, okay, I could see this relationship being part of that bigger vision. But I think what you need to look at around this time is, what could I do? What intentions can I set that could restore balance with my relationships? So that is your new moon reading. I hope it has resonated with you. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. It really does help the channel and help me, and I really appreciate that. And also, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out is about Mars and Sagittarius moving from Scorpio. So I'd love to have you with that one. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Next up, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we're moving into your 6th house of daily work and routines. With this, and your health also falls in here, and your pets. So make sure that the pets, you might actually feel like getting a new pet around this time, but also if you've got a pet, make sure that we're getting all their treatments and looking out how we want their wee lives to look over the next year during this time. But I think when we're coming here, and it's about bringing balance between our daily work and routines, yeah? Our daily routines, our health routines, our work routines, we need to make sure that we've got balance across them. And if you feel like your work's getting a little bit more of you than say your daily routines or your health or your pets, then that's a little bit of an imbalance there that you maybe need to look at around this time. We know you like it predictable, we know you don't like change, and we know you like things comfortable, but just think about this. Like, it could be a little bit, you might have to change something to move, but that's okay. You do that little bit of change to get more comfort in the long run. And I think that's maybe where, because this might feel that little bit more urgent, it could feel a little bit more tougher for you around this time, Taurus. You have to think about health. Again, looking at the Taurus archetype with the comfort and liking their food a little bit more than the other signs, then you need to think about that. How's your health around this time? Are you doing things to like look after your health? Are you doing your exercises? Are you eating a balanced diet? Are you just look at your health routines and make sure that they're balanced as well, and that you are giving weight to them. And it might not just be like health, diet, and fitness. It could be something like your sleep and your mental health and all that stuff as well. But definitely give weight to them as well when you're thinking about intentions to set. There could be a new opportunity coming from work, but I think for you around this time, it's going to be if you're willing to like take that change. Yeah, if you're willing to make the changes and do the things that need to change, and not just being reliable and all that stuff, you might have to make some serious changes to be able to allow this work opportunity to come in. If you're getting stuck in the mindset of if you're getting stuck in the mindset of productivity all the time, where you're trying to like keep things fine-tuned and all that, you have to make sure that you're putting wellness, your health, and all that stuff. It's bringing balance to that area, Taurus, for you. So that's your new moon reading. Please let me know what you've got going on down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm an astrologer, I geek out on all that sort of stuff. So let me know what's going on for you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, because the next video is going to be about Mars moving into Sagittarius. We've had him in Scorpio. He's moving in there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Gemini, for you, we're moving into your 5th house. And this is all about your self-expression, your creativity, your passions, your hobbies, the things that you enjoy. Sex, dating does come in here as well. And I think during this time when we have the new moon, it's like, where can you bring balance? Make sure that you're showing up with that charming Libra energy. Yeah, Libra is very, very charming. And it might be like, okay, I don't have to do this myself. I could look at other people. I can bring other people in to maybe get better results. Collaboration, especially if you're a content creator, around this time, then using collaboration could be a good thing around this time. I think another thing for you to ask, Gemini, is the things that you do say that you enjoy and the things that you do say is fun, are they really fun? Or are you saying that because you feel like they should be fun? Gemini, we are mirrors. Yeah, we learn how to function through everybody else. We mirror energy. We mirror everything to learn, because we need to feel like we're the smart one. And when you're doing that, just because somebody else has said it's fun and you've started to learn how to do things and all that stuff, and you're like, I bloody hate this, then you keep doing it because, oh, it's supposed to be fun and it's what other people class as fun. That kind of an energy can come up around this time as well. So it's like, do you actually find this fun, Gemini? Is the hours floating away from you while you're doing these things? Or is it because somebody told you, Gemini, that this should be fun and that's why you stick with it? One of the things for you, Gemini, is if you're feeling bored, then that's a sign something needs to change. Because there's no point flogging that dead horse. Don't just stick with something because you think you should. If it's not fun, if it's not enjoyable and you feel bored, it's time to change. It's time to set a new intention to make things, to bring more fun, to bring more pleasure, to bring more enjoyment back into your life. Gemini, for you, I would say watch out for comfort sex around this time, and watch out for settling for comfort things over this time. Venus is moving into Libra. Actually, by the time you see this video, she'll be there. So with that, she's at her home sign. She loves relationships. She loves all the comfort, the beauty, and all that stuff. And it could make you feel around this time that, okay, well, I'm comfortable. I'm getting there. There's pleasure. There's sex. There's all this stuff. I've got all this, even though you know this isn't what I want. But it's comfortable. So just watch out for that around this time. I think as well, the 5th house does bring our kids into focus as well. So it might be like, okay, how can I have more fun with my kids? Am I having fun with my kids, or are they just a part of my life that I need to do because I should be that mother, I should be that father figure? Or are we having genuine fun and connection with our kids? So I think the mantra for you going through this, especially if you're a content creator, an online business, or any of these things, is to think joy first and algorithm later. Yeah? Put your enjoyment first here, Gemini. So that is your new moon reading. I hope it has resonated with you. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. It really does help the channel and help me, and I really appreciate that. And also, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out is about Mars and Sagittarius moving from Scorpio. So I'd love to have you with that one. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for you, we're moving into your 4th house. What new things, where is there a little bit of imbalance? What new things do we need to bring in over the next year so that we can get to where we want to go? I think the big question for you, Cancer, is your home really your sanctuary? Is it your safe space where you can feel comfortable and feel safe? That could be sort of coming up the now. And if it's not, or if there's a little bit of back and forth in that, then you need to think, okay, well, how can I bring more comfort? How can I bring more safety? How can I feel safe at home so that it does feel like my sanctuary? And that could be when it's Libra season and it's autumn, and you might want to get the cozy vibes and get all the candles and all that sort of stuff, have the family over. There could be a lot of that stuff going on around this time. And does this feel like the place for you to do that? Yeah, do you feel safe enough to have your family and to cook for your family and doing all that stuff around this time? I think if you have young kids, or if you've got kids, then you maybe need to think of, am I maybe being overprotective, or am I letting them go out and experience the world and being the mother, but letting them experience it too? Yeah, where they might have to make their mistakes, Cancer, but it might be like, okay, am I being overprotective, overbearing, over mothering, or that could come up around this time where you maybe think, okay, we need to bring the balance back to this relationship so that I'm able to let them go out a little bit and let them do what they want to do, but I can also be there and be the mother as well. Yeah, there needs to be that balance between your relationships at the home and at the family level. Again, just watch out, Cancer, for letting other people take a leading role here. We need that balance again in your relationships. Libra loves relationships, Cancer, but not at the detriment. Don't let it be at your detriment. You want to be there for these people as well. Yeah? You want to be there, but you also want to be able to take control when you need to take control. There needs to be that balance. Again, with it being a 29-degree mark, just watch out for any relationships, family dynamics, reaching that peak level. I think with Libra energy, when you're this focus on relationships and connection and stuff like that, that does bring a big focus to other people. If you find yourself sitting in your head, weighing up options or trying to, am I doing the right thing? Am I molding myself here, Cancer? Then that is a sign that these family dynamics you maybe need to pay a little bit more attention to so you can bring more balance to that area. So that's your new moon reading. Please let me know what you've got going on down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm an astrologer, I geek out on all that sort of stuff. So let me know what's going on for you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, because the next video is going to be about Mars moving into Sagittarius. We've had him in Scorpio. He's moving in there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for you. We're coming into your third house, which is all about the words you speak, your communication, the way you learn things. This is like your early sort of education bit, like your lower level sort of skills and stuff like that. Whereas the ninth on the other side is more like your university, more bigger picture sort of stuff. And I think with this as well, because it is them words and it's the words that you say and the things that you say to the world, like it's your message that you're putting out there, Leo. And it's not just like in a business sense or in a content sense or that. It's like the way that you speak and things that you stand for and all these beliefs that you have that you voice. Are you putting out a message there that aligns with who you are, Leo? Are you saying things that you think you should to keep the peace with everybody else? To keep you the main character, you say what needs to be said so that everybody likes you. What are you doing here, Leo? Is it your message or is it to get the validation from other people? That's where I would suggest for you looking around this new moon. And I would watch out for getting stuck in your head. Like you're maybe like, oh, well, if I say that, and then weighing up all these options. Libra is very, very guilty of sitting weighing up all the options, getting stuck in their head, because they're an air sign, so it's up in the clouds, up in their head. And I think that that's something that you just watch out for around this time, especially if it is something that you need to maybe start putting your message out there. Maybe you need to be the one that starts creating content to start to build your tribe and stuff like that, Leo. If you don't say the things and you spend all your time weighing up the options and nothing gets done, then that's where you really, I need to just set the intention that I plumb the camera down and go from now on. That could be something that you could be working on around this time. I think as well, with this being their sort of low level skills, like I said, the ninth house is going to university and spending and getting other people's perspectives and all that stuff. The third house is learning new skills. You might have to learn a new skill. Maybe it's videography. Maybe it's creating content. Maybe there's something like that. Or I don't know what else is going on in your life, but these are sort of things to do with the third house, like where you're actually putting your message out there. These are things, it could be learning new skills around that to help you grow in this area. I think as well around this time, especially with Mercury retrograde and stuff, just watch out for any messages or any emails or anything that come in that could maybe change your perspective on something. That could be a thing around this time. I think with you, the big mantra for you is to stay open to learning instead of doing things as reactionary. Yeah. Take the information in, learn from it, and not just, oh shit, we need to sort this situation out. Yeah? So that is your new moon reading. I hope it has resonated with you. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. It really does help the channel and help me, and I really appreciate that. And also, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out is about Mars and Sagittarius moving from Scorpio. So I'd love to have you with that one. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Okay, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for you. We are moving into your second house. And with this house, it's all about the way we spend money, the way we earn money day to day. And it's also what we value, our material possessions. Our self-worth even comes in here as well. And I think with this new moon, it's if you aren't feeling the most worthy, if you're always questioning whether you're enough, or if you're giving too much to other people around this time, then these things could definitely come up around this time of, it could feel like these need to change, that urgency, that needing to do it quickly. I think around this time you might be like, okay, I need to put me first, or it could be the other way around. You need to let other people put themselves first. But I think there could be that sort of I need to put me first, but it might be a little bit scary. I don't really know. It feels a little bit uncomfortable. But just remember, when you do these things around the new moon, where you set these intentions, they might feel a little bit uncomfortable, Virgo, but then you're able to work with them the longer they've been in place, where they do become comfortable. That could be a thing, especially if you're saying things like, am I enough? I don't feel enough. Or am I too much? All these sort of things. If your self-worth is at question here, it might feel uncomfortable, but it's to give you a stronger self-worth or a stronger self-esteem going forward. Like we did say, this is about money, finances, material possessions. You might feel the need to spend more with Venus moving into this part of your chart. Well, then that's where you need to say to yourself, well, do I really value what I'm buying here, or am I buying it because it's comfortable? Have I sat with this? Is this something that I really is going to bring me joy? Is this something that I really, really want? Or am I just spending my money because I want to spend money? Or because everybody else has got this? That could definitely be a thing around this time as well. And it's maybe about setting intentions that stop this sort of a behavior around this time. That could be something to think about. It could also be, again, the way you earn money here is coming into play. Are you charging your worth? That could be coming in, or it could be starting the business that you can bring another income stream, a side hustle, that sort of a thing could come in here as well. Again, don't always just think this is about your income. It could also be about how you invest your own energy into things as well. So that's your new moon reading. Please let me know what you've got going on down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm an astrologer, I geek out on all that sort of stuff. So let me know what's going on for you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, because the next video is going to be about Mars moving into Sagittarius. We've had him in Scorpio. He's moving in there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is in your sign. This is your new moon. This is your time for that new beginning, to refresh you, to refresh your energy, to give you that spark back and light you back up for the rest of the year. This is your new moon. And I think the big question here for you is, where do you sit in your head and worry about what everybody else thinks about the way you look, about the way you do things, about what you say, and all these things? This is giving you a refresh to your personal brand, where you say, do you know what? That is maybe like where I've been letting other people get a leading role in my life, whereas now it's time for me to take action here. And this could be vice versa, yeah? If you feel like you're maybe leaning too much over to the Aries end of things, you need to come back to Libra, where things are a bit more balanced and you've got more harmony and more beauty and more peace and all that stuff. For you, Libra, as well, with Libra energy, style, beauty, and all that stuff does come in. You might find yourself wanting to change your hairstyle. You might find yourself like, maybe your clothing style will change. You'll maybe go from you'll maybe go to a more mature dress sense as over the next year. But this is where you're starting to maybe start to set that intention that, okay, I do want to change my style up. I want to change my hairstyle. You start to maybe think about it. These sort of things, these could be things that could crop up around this time for you to change. There could be some new projects coming as well around this time. I think with Venus moving through here, you're feeling everything out just now before you do anything. And I think the big thing for you here is not to get stuck in your head weighing up the options. You need to make the decision here, Libra, of what you're doing, what intentions you're setting. Remember, the new moon window is only very, very short. So you need to make sure that you're setting intentions that you want for the rest of the year, and not getting stuck in your head weighing up the options of what everybody else and everybody's going to think about it. Around this time, set the intentions for you, Libra. Libra, the one thing for you is to ask the question of, who do I need to become to hit that next level? And then once you can answer that question, then you can set the intentions for this new moon. So that is your new moon reading. I hope it has resonated with you. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. It really does help the channel and help me, and I really appreciate that. And also, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out is about Mars and Sagittarius moving from Scorpio. So I'd love to have you with that one. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for you. We're moving into your 12th house. This is the house of the hidden. These intentions, they might not be the most clear for you, but I think with this time is a quiet time. It's a time for reflection. It's a time to be in your feels on your own, to do that inner work. You've got Venus there making things all nice and comfortable and showing you where things are maybe out of balance, yeah? I think this new moon's asking you, are you making enough time for yourself, Scorpio, or are you pushing too much for other people? You might find around this time that you want to start new self-care practices. You might find yourself wanting to do more for your mental health around this time. That could be coming up. I think the biggest thing is to get comfortable being on your own, yeah? And not just doing the self-care routines and all this sort of stuff that other people say you should do. It's about making sure that they are really, really good for you as well, Scorpio. Then you might want to look into your spiritual practices. Again, if you were maybe brought up as a Catholic or brought up as a Christian or whatever it was, whatever religion, Buddhism, Muslim, whatever it was, whatever you were brought up as, you might start to think does this still serve me? You might find yourself looking for a new sense of faith. Jupiter is around as well, which does kind of bring in that as well. Looking for faith and seeing something greater than you. That could be coming in around this time as well, with it being in the 12th house. You might want to say new sort of spiritual practices or spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs around this time. It's probably more the 9th, but with Jupiter being around, I would say it could come in with the spiritual stuff as well. I get around this time when you are being asked to be on your own, just be careful that it's not self-sabotage, yeah? You're not being on your own, taking yourself away from a relationship to save you having to deal with something. Or if something's going good and you're like a bit scared that something could go bad and you pull back to avoid it going bad, watch out for that around this time as well. Make sure that we're working on our self-worth, especially when we're taking time to ourselves. That is a good thing for you around this score. That is a good time. This is a good time for you to do that, Scorpio, but make sure that it's not avoidance. Yeah, make sure that it's not self-sabotage. Scorpio, we're just about to come into your month, your birthday season. Yeah, this is a time that you need to maybe think of that rebirth. Yeah, and that comes from going in, letting go of what needs to be let go of, surrendering what needs to be let go of, so you can have that personal rebirth as we come into your season. So that's your new moon reading. Please let me know what you've got going on down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm an astrologer, I geek out on all that sort of stuff. So let me know what's going on for you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, because the next video is going to be about Mars moving into Sagittarius. We've had him in Scorpio. He's moving in there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising for you. We're moving into your 11th house, which is all about your groups, your friends, the things you stand for, your goals, your aspirations. And I think during this time, this is a great new moon for you. Like, you're going to be setting intentions to your bigger vision, your bigger goals, and where you want to actually go, the things you want to achieve. You're going to be setting these new intentions to help you with that. Like we said, this is the 29-degree mark, which means that things do feel that little bit of urgent. And when your groups, your social networks, and all these things come into play, you might be like, okay, maybe, for example, if you've been putting loads of content out on Instagram, you might be like, do you know what? I'm getting a much better result with YouTube. I'm going to like put Instagram to the side for now and focus on YouTube. That could be a thing around this time, but it could also be with the closer friends, like your friend group as a whole. You might be like, well, if are these people actually the people that I want to spend time with? Am I an active participant there? Am I just, could I be more active in that friendship? And I think it might be like looking at the bigger goal, the bigger vision, and then looking at these groups. You want to be a runner, for example, but these friends want to keep on going and sitting at McDonald's every single day. Well, that doesn't align with your bigger goal here. So it might be like, okay, well, I need to put boundaries, I need to put things in place, which Libra doesn't always like to do, by the way, which can make it feel that uncomfortable. But then you're like, that urgency cuts in. Well, my health is actually at risk here. I need to get more fit. I need to do this stuff. So I actually need to take this action, and I need to be curious, and I need to just be strong here and say to these people that, like, I love you, you're my friends, but I need to do things differently. As well mean that there could be friends that, well, they don't actually agree with what I'm doing now. And maybe that you've just outgrown that friendship. That's a thing that could happen with this as well. Just remember that you are the average of the people closest to you. Yeah. So if you're wanting to take your life in a new direction, then you're stepping away from that group. And that could be something, well, maybe that group, you've outgrown that group. And that's really about looking at where them goals, them aspirations. Remember, with Neptune and Aries, we want to go after the dreams, We want the bigger goals, the bigger visions, and that is what the goals and aspirations you're going for just now are anyway. It could also be like a group, like a photography club, or something that you go on every single month, or something that's just a group that you're a part of. It could be that sort of thing that could be coming up just now. So that is your new moon reading. I hope it has resonated with you. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. It really does help the channel and help me, and I really appreciate that. And also, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out is about Mars and Sagittarius moving from Scorpio. So I'd love to have you with that one. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for you, we are moving into your 10th house, which is all about your, it's all about your visibility. It's all about your public recognition. It's what you want to be known for, your legacy. And a lot of people always say, oh, well, I'm retired, that doesn't really apply to me. Well, it does, because you're leaving a legacy until you have left this earth. Until you have left this earth, it comes down to your legacy. Now, a lot of people put the career vibes, and that's because that's where you're known for. But it could be like, I've seen a lot of YouTube channels popping off where they are people that have been retired and now they're like building a legacy in another way. And that's kind of where the 10th house comes in. It's like your visibility and what you want to be known for in this lifetime. I think one of the things for you, Capricorn, you need to think about during this time is that your visibility, and it doesn't come from your achievements. It comes from being relatable. Libra is all about connections with other people and relationships, and it's about showing up authentically. A lot of time with Libra, it can come across fake, because Libra will mold themselves and shapeshift. And oh yeah, we love that, even though they don't, because it keeps people happy, it keeps the peace. Now, when that's in your 10th house, that's you showing up with the achievements and all the other stuff, because you think that that's what's going to bring you success. This is where you have to, if you want to get more visibility, you need to become the one that is doing the things for you. That's where most of your success is going to come from. With Libra, it's about having that, showing up authentically and being the person that says what they want, and not just saying the things that are going to get them success, or doing the things that are just going to get them success. And I know for you, Capricorn, you don't like to let people into your emotions, and you maybe have them walls 100 feet high. But this is where you need to like just lower it down a little and just be a little bit more vulnerable. A lot of people get mixed up between being vulnerable and trauma dumping. They are completely different. Just think about letting people in a little bit, Capricorn, and that'll help you like get more rounded, and they don't just see you for the achievements. I think a lot of people, when it comes to publishing content, I see this a lot, yeah? They focus on the educational content because they don't have to be vulnerable. But the thing that helps people want to buy from you and that wants to join your community and stay with you is when you're relatable. And I would be thinking, when this is in your 10th house, how can I show up and be relatable and not just have it all about the education and my achievements and my knowledge and my success? We have to make it relatable and create connection with other people here, Capricorn. So that's your new moon reading. Please let me know what you've got going on down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm an astrologer, I geek out on all that sort of stuff. So let me know what's going on for you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, because the next video is going to be about Mars moving into Sagittarius. We've had him in Scorpio. He's moving in there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for you, we're coming into your 9th house, which is your worldview, your bigger picture, your opening your horizons, your perspectives, your beliefs, and all that sort of stuff. I think when we have the new moon there, there's new beliefs, there's new things that you need to be looking at, new perspectives. You maybe need to shift your perspective. But the 9th house kind of is like, where does that come from? Well, you maybe have to fall in love with learning again. Yeah. But it's not so much learning isn't going like the surface level, is now going deeper. It's not something learning something completely new. It's about learning different perspectives to build that worldview and to become more wisdom rather than just knowledge. Yeah, that's where the 9th house really comes in. I think for you, with the 9th house as well, publishing does come in here. Where to be careful is maybe think more, I am documenting things. I'm not trying to be the guru here, because that can really be a thing with the 9th house. Like a lot of people, they focus on their achievements and they focus on their wisdom, but they don't, they are trying to be the guru. And you don't want to be the guru. You want to document what your life is and where you're going and what you're learning and the perspective shifts you've had, because that'll help other people. But then it makes you relatable as well. It makes you, they can see why you've formed these beliefs. You can see why you do things your way, Aquarius. And I think that that's really going to help. Not trying to be the guru that's like, but what somebody that can become relatable. And it is about looking at other people. And it's when you're falling in love with learning, it's about looking at other people, looking at others' perspectives to build a stronger perspective and a stronger argument for what you're trying to put out there and for your message. Book a trip away, go on holiday, do travel, go on retreats, all these sort of things. But I think that's a way that's going to build your perspective. But it might also be a way that you maybe feel that might restore your faith around this time as well. Remember, with Jupiter and Cancer, we said that you might be losing faith. Going on a trip, going on a retreat, something that can just perk you up again. You know, if you've been doing something for any length of time and you sort of lose it a little bit, Aquarius, well, that going on a retreat, going on a course, going on these things might just bring that faith back to you, give you that little bit of purpose again. And I think that that's the biggest thing. It's the answer is not another new thing. It's about finding purpose in what you've got for you, Aquarius. So that is your new moon reading. I hope it has resonated with you. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. It really does help the channel and help me, and I really appreciate that. And also, make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out is about Mars and Sagittarius moving from Scorpio. So I'd love to have you with that one. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we are coming into your 8th house. Now, this is the dark house, the hidden house, the one that's under the surface. And I think for you, when you've got Libra there, it's about being more assertive. And it's not just molding and people pleasing. Because there's a big tie with the 8th house as well to your deeper connections, your deeper relationships, the ones where there's intimacy. And there could also, your money comes in here as well. So it could be resources that you share, like with that be a business partner, a brand deal, something like that, where there's money being shared as well. And I think for you is taking that assertive role, maybe not just letting everybody do everything around about you, Pisces, and letting everything fall into place. You might need to, it might be asking you to, like, okay, you maybe need to take a more assertive role here and not just molding everything to go along with the flow. And especially when it comes to like brand deals or relationships or anything like that, you look deep in and you're like, you're maybe just used to being the character that just follows. Well, now it's about, okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm putting my point across and I'm going to be using my creativity here to create something new. Yeah, to create a life that's going to work for me. And I hope it can work for the other people in my life as well. If they're really your people and they respect you, and they'll respect the direction that you're going in as well, Pisces. And I think there is that little bit of taking some power back here. Like we said, with Libra energy is very, very good at getting stuck in his head and trying to weigh up all the options to make sure that everybody's comfortable. Yeah. They don't bother about themselves though. They're quite happy being uncomfortable as long as everybody else is around them. That's because they feel safe. I think that with you, it's just maybe making sure that we're not getting stuck in that people pleasing and all that stuff, and that we are taking control and taking a leading role in our relationships, in our partnerships, and where we are have that intimacy. Yeah. Again, or share money or something like that. Learning that control needs balance. Yeah. Because you don't want to be the one that's being controlled, but you also don't want to be the one that is controlling either. And I think that that's where you need to find that balance. But respect comes when you take up space too. If you just mold and shapeshift and float away, Pisces, then you'll just lose that respect from the other people that are sharing their resources, that are in that relationship. You'll lose that respect from them if you are not taking that leading role and being that little bit, having that control there as well. You can build harmonious relationships where there is equal power and control. Yeah, and that's where Libra, it's actually quite a good, nice wee dynamic to have Libra in that area, because you've got that nice harmonious energy between you and other people. I think when it's the 8th house fears that sort of stuff, the darker things could come to the surface for you to deal with and let go. Just watch we're not getting stuck in our heads trying to weigh up all the options around this time, Pisces. So that's your new moon reading. Please let me know what you've got going on down in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm an astrologer, I geek out on all that sort of stuff. So let me know what's going on for you. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe, because the next video is going to be about Mars moving into Sagittarius. We've had him in Scorpio. He's moving in there. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one.